And what about that discussion about SQL versus NoSQL? Does it still make sense in 2024, like with the recent evolutions of MongoDB? Like, what do you have to say about that, Svenus and Bruno too?
Yeah, I think like you can do like most of modeling NoSQL and SQL, but like if you have like a lot of joins, if you want to join like a lot of data from a lot of tables, it's probably going to be faster on SQL instead of NoSQL. But I think you should not have like too many joins. That's the thing. Even with SQL, you should avoid like having like too many joins because joins going to be very slow over time. So if you only need like to access like one collection, one table, it's faster. It's always going to be faster than accessing like many collections or tables. I think that's it. You can do like most of the designs on SQL or SQL, and then the difference is going to be like the performance based on what you need. Like if you have like more joins, SQL is better, but I think you should have like fewer joins or even no joins at all.
No joins at all.
Yeah, if you can. If you know how your data is going to be stored, you can optimize it a lot. And like not doing plenty of joins is going to be a good way to have like fast queries. And yeah, about your question, Gabs, I think that on the beginning of this discussion about SQL and NoSQL, we like it was almost like a battle of two teams where there was like the SQL team and the non-SQL team, and it wasn't discussed a lot about how much about the benefits of each of the options we can choose. It was almost like a team fight. But today, I think it's getting like clearer what are the places to use SQL and NoSQL. And actually, like today, I would say that the option of choosing any of them is also getting better. For example, I think that MongoDB is getting better at handling relational data. Like the way we are getting improvements on performance of pipelines, aggregates, lookups. In the same way, like, for example, if you're using Postgres, you can use like JSON columns. So you can have like a data where you don't know yet the model, for example. But in general, I think like each of them are getting like clearer. For example, if you know how you are going to be reading your database, for example, if you're building a MVP and you know what are the screens, you can optimize your data to be matching the UI you have. And it's pretty cool because mainly on MongoDB, the storage is JSON-like. You are going to be thinking about JSON right up when you're thinking about like the requests you're going to make to your API. So everything gets like more streamlined and how you're thinking about the structure of the data. And yeah, but like I think SQL and still have like some places. So if you don't know how you're going to be reading the data, let me say you have one database that are going to be reading from, they're going to have reads from multiple services that you don't know how they are going to be querying your database. Maybe having like a Postgres server might make sense. And if you really need like all the guarantees that you have about consistency and the transactions features you got on a SQL database, you might go for that. But I think like today, mainly like for new products, I think using a MongoDB is going to be like very great. And it's going to be very simple to scale later. So yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned a few cases where SQL makes sense. I'd like to ask the opposite. Like, are there cases where NoSQL is truly a better fit? Like, if you're doing this or that, you must use NoSQL or you must use MongoDB?
So yeah, I think like if you don't know like your data model at first, if you want to have more flexibility, I think MongoDB is kind of better. Like NoSQL is kind of better because like it's easier to modify your data from like the old schema to a new schema. And one thing that people don't understand, like that you have a schema even NoSQL, maybe like it's not like a explicit one, like database not enforcing the schema, but like you need to enforce the schema like in application level, because if you don't have the schema, it's crazy. It's like you have NoSQL, but like it's not like go horse at all. You need to have like this discipline. I think that's even harder because you need to ensure this in the application level, but that's good. I think if you have like a lot of like non-structured data, I think NoSQL is better. And then you have like other types of database. So depending on the workflow, you can have like Polar database. They are better like for analytics and all. And as you grow, you can add like more database if you want like to optimize for your use case. So I think like MongoDB is kind of easier to scale if you don't have like a lot of DevOps and all, because they have like replica set. So it's kind of easier to set up like replica set then scaling Postgres to like main instance. MongoDB has like a lot of different type of index. So get all this for free. With Postgres, you're gonna have like a lot of plugins that doesn't work so well. I think that's easy to use. The DX is great. So SQL has this problem of arms. You have like this leak abstractions. Instead of like writing SQL, people prefer like to use kind of like objects and all. And then you're gonna write like very bad SQL queries for your database. So if you're using SQL, just write the SQL queries instead of like using ARM. That's my advice for you.
And if you want to host your MongoDB instances with a very attractive pricing and modern infrastructure, you should consider Galaxy. Galaxy is the cloud hosting platform maintained by Meteor software. And at the moment, we do support Meteor apps, Node apps, and Python apps, and of course, MongoDB hosting. Don't leave this video without clicking on the link that is in the description, where you can see all the prices and plans that we have made specially for you, and bring your database to Galaxy today.